You build your throne on a paper thin skin. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Fake shine, fake sound. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. You want the cloud. Jizzy shuts it down.
Oh yeah, he's coming.
Jizzy in the comments, see the max slip. Gold chain mount, but the talk is mad cheap. New upload, same post, same script. Selling snake oil in a rent to fit. Clickbait grin with the borrowed shine. Fake outrage for the ad break time. Talk real loud, say nothing true. Jizzy see through every move you do. I know that look, I know that grin. You build your throne on a paper thin skin. Jizzy calls it out.
What's up,
Jizzy
John?
calls it out. Fake shine, fake sound. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. You want the cloud. Jizzy shuts it Guitar shields with the thumbnail glow. Same three licks in a borrowed show. Grifters at the wheel, hands off the truth. Telling kids to pay for proof. Every link deletes, every take a stamp, every fake ass flex, every copy plan. You feed on the doubt, you feed on the fear, then you vanish fast when the facts get near. I know that look, I know that grin. You build your throne on a paper thin skin. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Fake shine, fake sound. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. You want the cloud. Jizzy shuts it down.
Give me a minute. Tuning up, looking at Axis.
Now let the truth hit hard. No more smoke in a borrowed yard. One real voice cuts through the flood. One sharp cut, one loud blood rush. Jizzy calls it out.
What's up, Rexy? Trying to figure out which guitar and what thing to use. I'll show you guys in a minute.
Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. You want the cloud. Jizzy shuts it down.
The new version.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed and everything that goes on that everybody talks about? But yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Soul. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility?
Check.
All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wanna
Check.
know why? My name is Jizz Boy. They call me Jizzy. Some of my friends call me Smiley. Some of them call me Jit. I'm an actual sign artist and I love it. Records for over 40 years. 40 years and I write for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet. On the planet.
What's up, everybody? Let me see. This one. I don't know if this is right. I'm doing better. What's up, mechanic? Oh, you think Henning copied me on AI? Yeah, I'm gonna start getting a lot of that because um there's another new one. There's a new one here. That's a BB King Lucille. There's another that over there. There's this one. Um, keep banging them. There's this one. So there's like 3 or 4, and it probably doesn't sound exactly. And this keeps hitting the speaker. That's why it keeps going out of tune. I am playing through a Kemper stage. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I lift it up. If nothing happens, we're good. It's a Kemper stage. So I was messing with the sounds, trying to get it close to my thing over there. So now I have 3 Kempers as well. Man, that's a lot of money I spent. I got that gear syndrome thing, whatever they call that. But no, I feel better. Thank you, Jamie, for the intro. That's a new one, and then I redid the old one. There's another one after that as well. Steve Collins in the morning, nice. Lizzie's all packed up. Would you buy a Les Paul from Marketplace? Absolutely. You got to know what to look for, though. Just depends. You know, you got to open the cavities. Because a lot of them look good nowadays. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I was talking to Jerry earlier today. I would buy, my buddy has a Chipson. I'll tell you right now, I played a Feasley. Those Feasley guitars. The guy was trying to sell for $100. They suck. They suck. And then I played a Firefly. My buddy just bought a George Lynch Firefly. So. For me, I rather get a Chipson. His Chipson wasn't modified and it played great compared to those other guitars. I don't know why people would even entertain the idea of paying $500 or $400 for a Harley Benton when you can just go buy a Chipson and upgrade it. Some of them have ball ends and some of them even have, stainless steel. Depends where you get them from, of course. Justin Johnson live stream. I was just watching Trey Shreddings too. He's really good. He's a nice guy as well. My chops. Oh, the chopper shirt? Yes. West Coast. I bought my kid a West Coast hoodie. We were shopping today. Gas, yeah. I got a lot of gas. Full of hot air. A couple Les Pauls for night. Yeah. They're the ones that's a custom in the back, but and this is gonna be for Tom for his jazz. I went and bought a BB the BB King Lucille. This thing is crazy, and it's like a semi, but it's got this variac switch on it and stuff, and it has different caps hooked up to that. It's got fine tuners here on the bridge. Very, very nice guitar. Didn't really need it. But I was like, you know what? I don't really have a jazz guitar here at the house. So I went and bought one just for Tom. for his 7. His dominant 7th. What's up, Rexy? Love you, bro. And so I got some news. I do have some news. I don't know how I find this stuff, to be honest. It's kind of like, it's almost like hacking something. You have to word things properly to get things going. That John Nathan and Corda, complete fraud. Guitar Max, complete fraud. Rick Beato, complete fraud. A lot of these guys are buying subscribers. And Jace Allen just came out with a video saying that YouTube is coming after him because a purge is coming. So maybe Bill will listen to me. I don't know. But there's a lot of bullshit on here, and he said, I can kind of tell you now what he said. He said, I know. That's why we've done this ad thing, because we make more money with the ads, because a lot of this is the sales. We lose a lot of ad revenue because the sales really don't. It's not really amounting to anything. It's just we're making a little bit of money and YouTubers are. But now, to be monetized, a lot of things are going to get raised, and there's going to be different qualifications. So, and even Thoman, I got to do a little research on Thoman. And PRS, actually. PRS has been doing layoffs. So what a lot of people don't say is they want to backlash Fender, but PRS is having the same problem that Fender is with sales, and PRS has a mass layoff. See, they don't want to tell you this shit. But let's take a look. Let me go all the way back. I don't know even where I'm at. Let's see. Let's go to the back. Let's go to... Is this Cordy? Let me find Cordy. Let's find John, Nathan, and Cordy. And half of these guys that said that they're against AI, they've been using it and don't even know. Fucking stupid. I'm telling you. Most guitar, amp, cab plugins fall into one of two categories: NAM-based AI captures or traditional DSP algorithms. Most plugins that you get on the thing that everyone's talking about in the Headrush, like Jonathan Nathan's talking about Headrush and NAM, and he's been talking about NAM and how good it is, but at the same time, he's totally against AI. I don't know what you call it. I call it fucking idiotic. Same with Rhett Shull. And I even said to him, this is Rhett on his AI. So you can see. NAM is literally AI. And you can see what I said to him on the top. Plugins are NAM, dipshit. These guys are too fucking stupid for their own good. Okay, John Nathan Corda. Right here. Now, he likes to throw out all the bigwig names like the Rick Beato, the Rhett Shull, Tom Bukovac, and all that. Let me show you his viewer count versus his sub count. Now remember, the top red with the peaks are amount of new subscribers. The bottom one is going to be views. Are you fucking kidding me? That's John Nathan Corda. He's one of the worst. One of the worst. Him and Guitar Max. And look how they're all perfectly capped. They're capped at the same amount of views. How do you get that many exact subscribers? And look at your subscriber count over here, right? Where am I? Over on this side. Look at all these big spikes in subscribers, and you got no fucking views. Really? Really? How can you be that fucking... Let me explain something. You know why these guys failed in life in regular jobs? Because they were too fucking stupid. And now that they have YouTube, they can pull the sheep over... What's that saying? The wool over the sheep's eyes. PRS. This is what I told him because he was talking about it. I'll read it to you because it's kind of long. PRS Guitars implemented workforce layoffs driven by a combination of declining luxury and hobbyist instrument sales, reduced production output, and a buildup of unsold inventory in warehouses. Now, Tennis Nuts had bought a PRS not long ago, and he said he got an incredible deal on it, and it was an older one, but it came new in the box. He said it must have been sitting in a warehouse. Exactly the information I got. And I'll go up. It's kind of long. I won't read it all. Market correction left. Excess stock in distribution channels. It's bad. And then our one favorite, Thoman, who wants to talk shit, and everyone's like, Thoman's big. They're going to go after Fender. Thoman's overall revenue has seen slight downward pressure and plateauing following post-pandemic musical instrument boom, though it remains dominant music retailer in Europe. See, this is what they don't want to tell you. They're all falling. All of them. Fender even fell in sales, but they're all falling. But Fender and Gibson are strong. And then it goes through, the whole thing, and it tells you everything. Around 2 to 5% downward fluctuation depending on quarterly comparison windows. Market share, blah blah. I got all of it. I went through all of that and got it all. And I even asked Jonathan. There he is right there. Bro, you're buying subscribers? And I even said what Social Blade and all that is. These guys don't get it. The purge is coming. Their time is done. They need to go get regular fucking jobs now. And if they're smart, they'll go work for Thoman or Guitar Center. I mean, McKnight's trying. He's trying to get in there. Well, I just saw I was at Hollandale again. And I bought this. That was like $1,100. We won't get into all the prices because, I spent a lot of money. The Heritage I told you was $2,000. That was $1,000. The Lucille, God only knows. The other two Les Pauls, and I still got a Kramer coming. Yeah, he's not going to respond. None of them responded to me on, especially Henning's page. Not one out of 15 big YouTubers. Not one on Henning's page. Not one. You know why? They know they've been caught. They've been caught. You know why? Man, it didn't queue on time. I won't play it yet. I'll play it at the end. There's actually 3. Oh man, I'm not updating my driver with your bundle. Yeah, so PRS is, they're all in the shitter, really. All of them fluctuated and have a decrease. They act like, Fender's getting hit with because of the boycott. Their sales have fallen. Everybody's sales have fallen. Guitar Center, Walmart, PRS, Thoman. I mean, if one falls, they're all falling. It's just the nature of the game. Because they're in the same industry, you know what I mean? You got the food industry. You get the gas industry. If fucking prices and gas goes up, it all goes up in every fucking gas station. You know what I mean? They're not going to single out. Yeah, YouTube is coming. Yeah, they're making a lot of monetization changes, and they're actually going to go after a couple channels. Now, I wasn't privy to that information, but it's coming. So, again, maybe we all have been making a difference. Maybe the channel is making a difference. I don't know. I can only talk to certain people. Like I said, I've alerted the White House. I've alerted Congress. I've alerted the IRS. So who knows? What's up, Jupe? So it's just one of those things. It's kind of like this whole NAM capture thing. So when you look it up, it's a lesser, it's a subpar product compared to Kemper and Fractal in Quad Cortex. The reason why it's selling so much is because Headrush is pumping a lot of money into the industry to social media people, and they all believe the hype. I believe it once in a while myself. I had the Blackstar Amp 3, took it back, told them it was a piece of shit. Now, what they should do is when products like that get returned because they're pieces of shit, there should be a fine against social media for shilling that and claiming what it was, and it wasn't. That's the problem for me. There's no repercussions against those kind of people, and there should be. Other than that, everything's been going pretty good. So this is the Kemper stage. It's pretty small. It's only one channel going, and that's what I'm running through right now. It's kind of like a helix or whatever you want to call it. But the difference between NAM profiles and the AI, this uses is called liquid profiling. It's a totally different kind of program than other amps. Now this one sounds a little heavier. So you can roll it off and do whatever you want like with it. Now, the only thing that's really cool about this is like if you're gonna play live. I bought it for fly dates, but it has 4 buttons up here that you can assign like a stomp box mode without affecting your patches. And then your patches have a bleed, so it has a scene within a scene, so you can change the scene by hitting the same switch. And it's called morphing, so it'll morph instantly. It's almost so like those 5 switches are like having 10, and then you're not taking up extra space. The only thing up at the stage, it's not quite as... It's on the floor, so if you want to make adjustments while you're playing live, you're going to have to bend down. You know what I mean? So you better have it tuned in pretty close to when you play live. For me, I'll just run into a board and they can do whatever the hell they want. What's up, Cosmic? Yeah, there should be claims for all these guys that make these. There should be consequences for all the. If you're pushing a product that hard, they should have like a return rate that everybody has to notify. I don't know, the consumer report. So if stuff gets returned and it goes over a certain amount of percentage, it gets listed as a lemon. You know what I mean? Something. They got to do something. Yeah, maybe make gear testers certified, because there's too many people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like wood, quarter sawn wood. It's not just wood; it's how it's cut. You know what I mean? Like you can glue a drawer together and you can staple it, but if you dovetail it, you have to look at the wood and see which side is going to cup. You want it to bow this way on the outside, and so you're going to dovetail this side of it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff like that. Hey, custom built. Is this live or I'm streaming? Take your pick, buddy. Yeah, Jerry's been playing a lot. He's got some cool riffs and stuff. Yeah, we don't need 600 gear channels. I mean, and that's what I mean. Why are we listening to people that aren't certified or professionals that actually tour? I mean, do you really want the Philip McKnight guitar? Do you want the Philip McKnight guitar amp signature? You know what I mean? Do you want, I don't know, who's over in Europe? I mean, I know a couple people I would like their sound, but like a John Nathan Cordy is actually a decent guitar player. But here's the thing, if he actually put his time into playing and networking with bands and labels in his songwriting skills instead of worrying about the soloing stuff, maybe he could write a hit song and then retire. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that these guys can do. It's just, you know what I mean? It depends where your focus lies. I mean, again, do you want to just get rich? Well, if you're in the music business and you're pretty good at playing guitar, I don't know, maybe spend more time on writing songs and listening and developing a certain style to how, start listening to Spotify, start using AI, start doing what the pros do. And then maybe you can make some money. You know what I mean? But like you know, and even like Pete Thorne, as much as I think he's a good dude, he charges $800. He charges you money to shill. So if he gets to keep the product, and then you have to pay him 800 or 500 to $1,000 for each video. Yeah, Max looked in the video camera and said he was going to continue to do it. The shilling, and his channel's in the his channel keeps growing, but it's in the tanker. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's kind of like when Tom was talking about on his channel the other day, and nothing against Tom, he's a decent guitar player, but he was saying, I know he directed one of the comments about Kemper to me, because I mean, who else is playing Kemper out of the three or four guys that he doesn't like, right? Oh, come back in 10 years and see how your Kemper's doing. You know, the future is digital. I mean, we're not going back to rotary phones. I don't even think you can find a payphone anymore. You know what I mean? You know what it's you got. It's a nice thought, but we don't live in teepees and cabin houses anymore. I mean, some of them are cabin houses, but they're not the kind that we built by hand. Yeah, Gemini is really good. I like Gemini too. Gemini can be wrong too. But again, it depends how you type it in to get your answer. Now, like on some Les Pauls, like most of the dead giveaway is, unless it's been tricked out, is like pickup rings and screws. But that still doesn't mean anything. The best way to look is to see the pots. You got to look at the caps, the pots, the inside mechanisms, and even then, people will change them out. I was telling you about a guy that brought in a Les Paul the other day into Guitar Center, and I ended up buying two of his grandkids' guitars. Right? He he spent $800 modifying that Les Paul that they told him was fake. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but so he's probably got like $1,500 into it. You know what I mean? But why not just cut your losses and just keep the chips in, keep playing it, and just for $800, I don't know. I would have went and bought another guitar. That's crazy to me. You unsubscribed from Guitar Max a couple years ago. I don't think they think about what they do. I don't think like Guitar Max understands that what he's doing is a disservice to his country and American people. I'm not for I'm not saying that nobody should buy a Chipson. I'm not saying that nobody should buy a Harley Benton. You do what you want to do, but there are repercussions for because of their quality control. So you have to understand what you're getting into. That's where I have the problem that they don't tell people. Listen, you're gonna have to fucking modify these things because they're half-assed. They just are, you know. And like I said, I'd rather buy a Chipson with the name on it than Feasley, and then modify that, you know. And they look cooler. You know what I mean? The Keebler Elf. Yeah, he's smug. Yeah. That's all YouTube should be. YouTube, when I first started YouTube, it was all about having fun. That's what it is. And that's why I'm going after these shills, because it should go back to what it was. This shouldn't be a fucking sales business. Leave that for the fucking professionals. But money got tainted and people saw how cheap it was to get unskilled labor. We can call it. Just think of them as DEI hires for fucking gear reviews. Most of them, I guarantee probably everybody in this room, in this chat, can outplay any of those shillers. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't mind the Chipson thing, but I'm saying if you're gonna buy a Chinese guitar, fuck it, buy a Chipson and modify it. Don't modify something that you'll not. You know what I mean? A Chipson all modified is kind of cool. Don't sell it as a Gibson, but say, hey man, I took this Gibson, I modified it, and it's badass. Cool. But I don't want to modify. I'm not gonna spend $1,500 on a fucking Harley Benton. Yeah, and Michael, I think a lot of people are starting to come around, and I think a lot of people got fed up, a lot of people got ripped off, and I think that's why their channel content has dropped. You can't play them out at the moment. I just think that's how I feel. You know what I mean? And not to take anything away from some of these guys, like I Tom's Tom. I understand his view and I understand why he gets pissed off because there's a lot of fucking idiots on YouTube. I understand that. But at the same time, you can't deny you're not driving a horse and buggy to your fucking gig, Tom. You're in a fucking sports car or a fucking minivan, you know. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. I mean, you can put guitars together yourself. You can order a Warmoth neck and get a body, paint it, put some pickups. I mean, because basically if you have to really, I don't mind modifying a guitar to my specs or something like that, but a lot of guys can't do that, and you guys have to pay money for that. Because let's face it, I'm even limited to some of the stuff I can do. But if you're gonna sell a product, make aware the whole pros and cons so that everybody can make an. They need to do the pros, the cons, all of them, so that you can make up your mind based on all the information and see if it's something that you want to get into. Then I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? And the reason why Thoman's having a problem is because Gibson and Fender have strict selling policies against them so that they can protect other U.S. guitar builders, which I didn't know. They don't want Thoman importing a shitload of guitars into the United States to protect themselves as well as other guitar manufacturers, including companies like LSL. Believe it or not. See, this is what they don't tell you. Fender's actually on LSL side against Thoman. LSL isn't with Thoman because if Thoman wins and they start bringing all these shit guitars into the United States, everybody will hurt, including the mom and pops and the small builders. Why? Because they're going to put them all out of business. But a lot of people don't think about that. Time in town and country. Yeah, Thoman's in the dumpster as well. But so they're trying to infiltrate the United States with their market, and that's wrong. And that's what Fender has a problem with. And they're trying to protect a lot of other builders by them shipping in a lot of fake guitars, like the Feasleys and they don't want that because they're trying to protect a lot of other builders. Because if you oversaturate the market with shitty guitars, a lot of people are going to quit, right? Because the guitars fall apart, they don't last, the action, the next bow, you're going to put a lot of people off. And then on top of it, you're going to put a lot of companies out of business because they're going to think, a lot of beginners and intermediate people are going to think, hey, that Chinese Feasley is, or that, you remember Jet guitars? That was like the big game changer 3 years ago. Where are they fucking at? Nobody talks about them though. Where's the Jet guitars? You know what I'm saying? Go back and look at some of your favorite gear shillers. I did this the other day. I went back and I started looking at the stuff that they were saying game changing. Like a Steve Srirachi. Game changing. The little baby Kemper. I've been waiting this for a long time. Kemper hasn't been this and been that and been that. And now they're up to par. 2 years ago. Is it on his pedal board? Is he playing with it? Nope. Not at all. That's why I said, like, if you come in here and you see what I got, I still have my Kemper there. I got my Kemper there. You know what I mean? I add stuff to my collection. I don't sell it or get rid of it, and I still play it. Avery talks about Jet. I played one. It's a good guitar for the money. $200. It's a good $200 guitar. It's better than a $200 guitar price range against another builder's building a $200 guitar. It's not as good as a $800 guitar. It's not as good as a $1,500 guitar. Is it better than a $150 guitar? Yes. But you see, they never compare the $150 guitar against a $200 guitar. You see what I'm saying? They're going to compare it against the big boys, and that's wrong to do. Because again, like I said, what is good for me may not be good for you. 3 Kempers, is that good for any one of you guys? No. I mean, I mean, it's fun to own because I can get a lot of different sounds and try it out. You know, this is a Kemper stage. That's a toaster. And I didn't buy the same exact Kemper. I have a stage. I have the rack. I have the toaster. Yeah, they should do bought as is. Yeah, they're brainwashed. That's absolutely right. Yeah, but he tinkered with it though. That Firefly you got. So the thing is, I don't know Avery very well, but he did tinker with that guitar. He changed the pickups, or he changed some stuff in there. He set it up. If you were to do that, Jupe, and you have a professional set it up, that's $150. If you change the pickups in there, it might be another $3. I remember him saying there was a lot of upgrades to that guitar that you got for free. You have to remember that, and that's the thing. You buy another Firefly based on your experience with Avery, it might not be the same. You know, Avery didn't charge you for all that stuff he did in there. He just sold it for a decent price. Yeah. Yeah, so he made that guitar play really well. Yeah, it's a no, it's the I don't know what it is. It just on here it just says Lucille. Grover? What kind of tuners are those? I don't even know. If anyone knows what this is, please. It's like a 335, but without the half holes. Because I read that he didn't like feedback in there. It plays and sounds unbelievable. But yeah, so like Jupe, you got it. Yeah, yeah. So you got a great deal on that guitar as well. So I mean, not only did the guitar play well when you got it, but you got a great deal because it was set up and somebody that kind of knew what they were doing, fixed it to make it to play like that. I think he even mentioned he'd had that Sire guitar and he messed with that too, right? Changed the pickup and did a couple things. I mean, I changed. The only guitar that's in here with not a stock pickup is my Fender Prodigy that has the old Bill Lawrence, and I have a telly behind the amp that's a like a sparkle telly, and that's like one of those two. I bought that for $220. Has a roasted maple neck locking tuners, and I put a John Petrucci in there. What's up, Cool Breeze? And that I got to tell you, that guitar plays phenomenal. But it sounded like shit at first. But I had to put it. So I paid $220 or $230 for it because it went on like a clearance because it was like one of the last ones. They were like $330. But even if you put a Petrucci in there for $100, you're looking at $400 or $500 guitar that plays well. You know what I mean? The Schecters, yeah, I love Schecters. My hair looks nice. Thanks. And I got this stuff called I'll have to show you guys. It's called New Grow or Long Grow. It doesn't really make your hair grow, but the products that they do are really good. Grovers, Grovers. Yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff that like you have to take in consideration. Again, I have nothing wrong with people if they want to buy a Chipson and they want to upgrade it. That's all on them. But I just hope that they know what they're getting into. Same with a Fireflyer, or if you want to buy one of those, go right ahead. But for me, I got this John Pearson's favorite guitar. I paid $400 for that, and I found it. That's like a $2,000 guitar for $400. I found. What have I found in here? I got that PVHP2. That's a $3,000 guitar. I got that for 1,800. I got the Jackson back there. I paid 5. I got some Charvels for 5. I got that Fender Telly. I got that for like 350. You wash conditioner, use a detangler. Yeah, and sometimes like if I straighten my hair and I put a lot of product in, you see it looks really thin. But if I don't and I just kind of dry it normal, it's thick. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Some products make your hair look different too. I'm no fucking hairdresser. I do cut my own hair though sometimes. Yeah, Schecter is great. So a lot of people don't understand. Schecter is the guys from that left Jackson when Charvel Jackson, the guys that were the luthiers and stuff, they left and they started Jackson or Schecter. They left Jackson, started Schecter. I can't remember what else Schecter makes. Is it the Daisy Rock or Mitchell? They make another company guitar. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, and I don't wash my hair all the time. I wash it like every other day because I wear it up. I'll brush it, but I don't. Sometimes I don't. Because washing your hair every day is bad for it. The Feasley, it had fret buzz, and I looked at the neck, so you could tell somebody was trying to bow the neck to get the buzz out, you know. And I would have had to buy it and probably wasted 2 hours of my life on it. When for 100 $150, I bought a Fender Telly for 350 with a $250 coffin case. I rather just spend the money and get a little bit better product. You know what I mean? Yeah, this one I have in here. This has the Sustainiac. I don't know if you could see the two switches. Once in a while, I mess with that. The other Schecter, the Telly behind me, that doesn't have the. Um, what's up, Guitar Man? The other one, I don't. The Telly Schecter doesn't have a Sustainiac. I think that's the only one I have that has one. But like like this Fender over here. How can I do this? There's too many guitars, man. Too many guitars. Let's see if we can do it like this. Almost had to fix my chair. So I got I got this at Guitar Center. It's got two Seymour Duncan. They're like P90s. It's a Fender Mexican, and it came in a $200 coffee. I mean, it's some all that and go back to again. I don't have all the patches on my setup. But I mean, again, you can get a quality product for $350. That all I'm saying is, you can probably find a better made guitar for cheaper than you would buy a Feasley, than a Firefly. Then you just gotta look. 420 time. It sounds deep. Yeah, and I don't know. I can look at. Let me see. I don't know how loud this will get. But we can. Let's see if there's anything else on it. So let me see. set this up. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool sounding. But, you just gotta. I haven't really set that up. The SBS guitars are nice. Now, that's guitar fetish. The Steve Brown sound. But you gotta get the one with the stainless steel. The other one's garbage. The one for $350 is garbage. I have a friend, Seth. He bought two of them and sold both of them. But I played both. The stainless steel one was pretty decent, and the pickups were pretty decent. Didn't feed back or anything. It's like finding a good use case. Yeah, and for me, it's the thrill of the hunt. I'm a hunter, searching for guitars on these lonely streets. Searching for love on the lonely streets. But it's there's tons of great buys out there. And I don't. What my whole idea behind telling people is, you can do what you want, but I'm telling you that you can buy a better product here without taking a chance and playing it. You just gotta go in there You gotta go in there all the time. Is 20 guitars too many? No. You can never have enough. You're searching for that guitar that just makes you play different, and it's never gonna happen. So it's the hunt, the thrill of the hunt. Oh, he plays tellies. Nice. Yeah, some of the I used to use guitar pickups from a company called TNT, like Dragonfires, Kicks and Rhino Bucket. Oh, Brian Forsyth. And I mean, I didn't go through the patches in these. This is just. Let me see. I have to go back into amp. Stevie Ray Vaughan. No, that ain't no Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's see. I mean, there's. See, now that sounds different to me. It's more of a dry signal. Hardly hear the pre-delay. Sorry. Get a little. So let's add a chorus in here real quick. I'll show you how quick it is to modify a Kemper. Let's see, empty. All right, let's see. Let's go to the blues. We're gonna add a chorus. Vintage. We're gonna go with an SCE. We're gonna store that. Entire. Store. Storing. Then we're gonna check the chorus. Let's see, is this a compressor? Yep. Perfect. Already a compressor on there. Now we can come back over here. Cut the pre-delay down on the reverb. mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. Tom's channel, yeah, he's all right. Tom's okay. He just got messed up a little bit with that. Got a little crazy with his demons. Tom's a good guitar player. He's good at what he does. But he shouldn't shit on digital because he conforms with digital outside of guitar. Here's the problem I have with people. You can't shit on digital amps and digital guitars and digital processors when in fact you use computers, digital phones, you're using in the studios you record in are using digital boards, digital this, digital that vintage shit is just another shill for gear because, and I heard him say the other day, Tom said it to himself, Uncle Larry's hurting a little bit. I told you guys that months ago, probably 6-7 months ago that he was broke. Now he's crying that he's hurting, right? I don't have a problem with somebody and helping him out. And you know what? He shouldn't have did what he did to me because I would have probably helped him. But yeah, Tom just needs not to drink, and then he's a great guy. He's a great guitar player for what he does. You know, all the sessions and all that clean work and stuff. He's really good at it. The problem is he got old. You know what I mean? And as you get older, you sit at home and start a YouTube channel like Tim Pierce because no one's calling you for fucking sessions. Bon Jovi ain't calling. Bon Jovi's on his way out. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to realize you're fucking done. It's over, and you need help. Not like AA help, but you need help because what you did for so long didn't amount to what you thought it was going to be. And there's other guys that went a lot farther than you and don't have animosity against them because whether they're a better guitar player or not, it doesn't matter. It's I just spent fucking $20,000 this week. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to rub it in his face, but you can't attack me and say all kinds of shit and then you're hurting and I'm not. And there's a reason why I'm not hurting. Because I went a lot farther than he did in the music industry. And until he comes to grips with reality, he's going to be a better person and move farther along. That's my... You're still going strong? Yeah. Well, you know what I like about you, Custom? You're logical. You have common sense. You understand what I'm talking about. and you understand that you have to accept, you know, we're not fucking in canoes anymore or fucking horses and wagons. He's not taking his fucking vintage gear on a horse buggy to his gig. He's driving it in a fucking car with a computer brain and using a phone connected to a satellite. He watches digital TV through a fucking satellite. You know what I'm saying? At some point you got to acknowledge that. And it's just not, you know, Kemper sucks. Where are you going to be in 10 years? Kemper's been around for 15, 20 years. In all the studios. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I wish I could be friends with Tom. I really do. I really do. I wish that he wasn't drinking, and I wish he didn't do what he did to me on that new Super Bowl night. I really do. Because it wouldn't have got that far, and he wouldn't have the FBI talking to him like he did. And I would be friends with him. I really would. Because I liked him. Behind the scenes, even though we needled each other on here, you know, behind the scenes, we were really friendly. You know, wishing each other Merry Christmas, Happy Birthdays. He was a nice guy. He just couldn't control himself here and there. And it's a shame. Because I hate to see people go down that path. You know? And as we get older, we're losing friends and we're losing fucking guitar legends and great bands. There's no time for that at his age. You know what I mean? He's got kids like I do. It's like at some point in your life, you gotta grow the fuck up. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you for being honest as well, Custom. And I hope your eyes doing better too. Well, the ones in the back, I didn't play them. I played one, but it's over there. Dagan Wilkin? Who's that? Dagan? I don't know what Dagan. Dagan Wilkin? What band's he in? Dagan Wilkin. Hey, what's up, Scott? Yeah, he just sold off a bunch of guitars. I watched the video. He said he was hurting. Uncle Larry, he's like, hey, Uncle's hurting. Just letting you know, Uncle Larry's hurting. I felt bad when I watched it, actually. I almost reached back out to him. But I was like, nah, just let it go. Because he never apologized to me because he doesn't think he did anything wrong. And that's kind of what hurts out of most of it. He's not smart enough to know that what he did was wrong. And if he did, I'd probably, if he reached out and said, dude, I'm really sorry, that won't happen again, I would probably be friends with him. You know. Because I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he has a bad heart. I don't think he's a bad person in his head. I just think that he got lucky in a position and he was somebody that wasn't like at the top of his class with a high IQ that understands that sometimes what he did was wrong, or if he has a problem, he doesn't understand how to fix it or whatever. I feel bad for him because he's a great dad. He's a good person. And I had fun with him, like needling him and stuff and going back and forth. It was fun. It really was, you know. And I don't even know what happened to Voice You. What happened to Gus? I haven't seen any videos from him in a long time. I wonder if Zach got to him. Let's get his ass on the phone. Right? Who, Tom? Who drives a Hellcat? Tom? He ain't got no fucking Hellcat. He sold that car in the garage, I'm pretty sure. Chapman Guitars, Andersons. Oh, is it that kid that works for Andersons? Oh, no. That's digital. They call him digital something. Yeah, I haven't seen Gus in a while. I don't know what happened to Gus. He hasn't been doing that. Yeah, Zach's a troublemaker. He got to talk to as well. You can see he hasn't been on here lately, and he's not doing a whole lot of videos. And I'm sure that, you know, as much as I see how the difference between Zach and Tom is night and day. So I don't want people to think that I think that Tom is the same as Zach. I think Tom is a good person at heart, and I think he doesn't see what things are for what they are, and that's where he gets a little lost. But Zach is just completely fucking delusional. Like Digital Tom, yeah. Tom, I think that's his name. Is it Digital Tom? No, that's the guy. I can't remember his name. Digital John, that's it. Digital John. That's the guy at Anderton's. What's up, Roy? Yeah, there's a lot. There's people get misunderstood, or people, there's a lot of things that can happen with other people. You know what I mean? It just is. It is what it is. I even took the PV down. It just, you know what I mean? And I'll give someone a couple chances. You know what I mean? Why not? Let's see, where was I? That can't be mine. Maybe that was. No. Store that. Store that. Again, this is a new board, so just go into here. Lower the room size. Okay, so it might be the delay. Let's check the delay. Banshee? Yeah. That sounds better. During COVID? Oh yeah. Yeah, PV's underrated for sure. Especially like these new HP, these new old stocks from the HP2s. They're handmade out of the Czech Republic, handmade by some kind of famous. I don't know who it is. Yamaha too, yeah. Yamaha's underrated too. That RGZ thing. There's a lot of course on there, isn't there? That sounds way better now. Let's store that. You guys get to watch me build patches here and there. Yeah, it sounds better now. Sounds a lot better. Yeah, it's starting to sound a little more like me. Offer to play rhythm for me. Tom needs to come to the live. Tom's been on a live here and there. He watches sometimes. He'll say, you'll see it. It'll say Uncle Larry. teeth? Why do you want to see that? I could fake it too. Like you would never know if I was. You know what I mean? You would never know. Oh, you like this guitar? I and that the Kemper Sage sounds good too. Oh, you were on Trey's? Oh yeah. I love Trey's show. Trey's a great singer guitar player, and he's a fucking he's one of the guys that's not a bullshitter. You know what I mean? I like Trey's channel. Trey's awesome. So Roy doesn't know who I am. I write for all the labels. I've been with Atlantic Records for over 40 years, but I play with Dave Spitz from Black Sabbath and Patrick from Yngwie Malmsteen. We're supposed to go out next year. Purple Haze. It sounds good on your end? Thanks, man. Yeah, I try. You know, I do a lot of different stuff. I'm one of those shred guys, so I do a lot of stupid stuff like the string skipping. Yeah. Oh, you know, Timmy and Roy know each other? That's funny, man. Foray, your cat just died. Sorry to hear that. Whoops, there goes the Kemper. No. There goes the Kemper stage. Anyone want to buy a dented, a clear? I'm putting a Kemper stage on clearance. Yeah. Oh man. Hey, Foray, you could have my cat. We call him Thor, actually. I should send my cat to Bad Brad, the Velvet Hammer, here with my sidekick Thor. From that rendition of Purple Haze, oh my God, you're gonna get hate because everyone just said that. I actually don't know it. I haven't played that in years. I actually used to play a version close to Sean Lane. You ever see Sean Lane play Purple Haze? I used to play one similar to him. I haven't played Purple Haze in shit, I'm 60. That was back when I was about 17, 22. I played it early 20s, 40, fucking 40 years ago. My favorite number one guitar? I don't know, man. I think I sold it by accident. I had to give Foray's mom some money. Oh my God. Nah, I don't. To be honest, I don't have a favorite guitar. All the guitars I have. Here's the thing. All the guitars I have, I love, or I wouldn't have bought them. But if I had to bring one with me, man, that's a tough one, man. Eric Gales is awesome. I like Gilby Clark better though. Gilby Clark Jr. But Eric Gales he's a great guitar player. You've been on my channel for a year. Yeah, I've only been back a year and a half, 2 years. But I get I had real things to do. I had to, I was really busy back then too. Your Murphy Lab? Well, I got a Burst Brothers R9. It's behind me. I don't know if you can see it. That one. That's a Burst Brothers R9. No, I don't know anything about that. What is it, Tesla and Chris Holmes? Tesla meets Chris Holmes? Jesus. The Solomon of guitars. Yeah, Eric's a great guitar player. Lizzie Hale's number one. Hey, what's up, Music and Gear? What's up, Avery? Yeah, I don't think I have a number one guitar, man. Yeah, 300 Y, 600 chord concubines. Well, so I'll give you guys a little trick if you're married and getting the get. First of all, you gotta have a lot of guitars. If you have a room, you don't allow them in there. When they come in, it's okay to let them come in. But see, you got to move the guitars around a lot. But every time you go, and old guitar player taught me this trick one time. He said when you leave, you say, "Hey," to your wife, "I'm just gonna go out for a little bit." And you get like a Gibson case or an empty guitar case, but you don't tell her it's empty. You say, "I'm gonna take this over and have my buddy set it up." Then when you come back, you have a guitar in it. And then you go back in and put it on the wall. So every time you leave, make sure the case is empty so that you bring one back in with the case. And you just, I gotta go get this set up. Or he's got to solder a new pot in for me. So that's how you get away with it. And then you get so many guitars just in a room. There's probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There's exactly 30 guitars in here. What's up, mechanic? Mechanic in the house. Sweet. That's crazy. You love that chick. Works for you. It's my old go-to. Melissa's watched to that. Well, you can always hide them in the... Get your cousin or somebody to get you a warehouse, air-conditioned warehouse. Just rotate them through the warehouse. Oh, she was a musician too? Oh, that's awesome. What do you mean you used to have a wife? You guys didn't... Did, did, did you leave her? She left you? Did she, I don't know what happened. I'm afraid to ask if it was a mutual split or a good one, or she took your stuff and left. You just... Well, see, I don't buy the way. I just buy her a new purse. So you buy the purse and you just keep it around. You don't give it to her right away. He was taken. Aw. Sorry. Was he in Georgia? A young kid with teased blonde hair? Too bad Brett Carlisle, he sings with great white. He just dyed his hair brown, but he was single for a little while, but he's with a girlfriend now. I would have introduced you to him. Oh, she passed. That sucks, bro. Prayers that go to you. 2020. Yeah, mine was sketchy for a couple weeks there. She got skin cancer and they had to cut basically the back of her arm off. But you know, it's kind of scary because I'm sick too. So a lot of you guys don't know about me, but I'm pretty. I've had all kinds of surgeries. Got hit by a truck. So and I got an 11-year-old, so I was kind of nervous. You know, I was like, I'm just a goofball. I mean, I'd be a good dad because I have money, but you know, I I wouldn't have been able to function for a while. Gigi would have to come and do the books. I wouldn't be able. I'd have to hire somebody, I think, you know, because she takes care of most of that stuff. I just give money. I'm like an ATM. You're down to 40, and a banjo. I got a mandolin. I got a 1921 mandolin. I'm trying to get rid of. It's at a music shop. It's a Martin. Violin next. Dude, violin's awesome. Sorry for me. No, don't be sorry for me. Yeah, man. My uncle, he's 99. He's gonna be 100. He just lost his wife in October. We haven't told him because he's so old. We're afraid that it'll kill him. She was 88. That's a hard one, you know. And I feel like shit for not telling him, but I think it's for the best, you know, because I love him and I don't want to see him go. My kid loves him too. Hidden shredder techniques. I gotta do another one. Those impossible licks. I think I should. What did I show? I don't remember what I showed already. I did this one. I don't know. Can we do one tonight? We could do. You want the rolling string skipping one? Ask what one have you ever seen me play that you want to know? There's all kinds. What one you want? You want that one? We could do that one real crazy. Just do anything? Okay, we'll do we'll do the octave thing. So it's first string. I don't know what fresh 12, 13, 14. Wait, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 12 and 17. And then 14 on the third. So you're skipping the second string. And you're gonna pick it backwards, like, so it's up pick. So you're pulling off on this one. And then picking that one. And then you're gonna go back to the second string, 12 and 17. And then you're gonna pick down. Let's see. And then down on 12, 17, hammer, pull off, and then 16 on 3. And that's the lick. The hard part is moving that around. Oh, you start college tomorrow. That's right, Gigi. The stretchy one of that is hard too up here. Is that hard enough for you? How could you get into it? Maybe like that. I don't know. It's a tough one, but you can move it around. That's crazy fast. Yeah, you'll love college. I didn't go to I went to GIT first, but when I went to University of Miami, I had a blast there. And Eastman, yeah, they're really good. They're not as good as Les Paul, but they're close. I mean, my opinion is the Heritage H150 is probably the best of the Les Pauls. You know what I mean? And then it just depends on the Les Paul, really. You know, you can combine that lick too with that step out lick too. I don't think I showed you guys that before either. It's a diminished lick. You're gonna start on the 4 string, so it looks like a box. Now, when you get into that, you're gonna. How I get into it is the weird string skipping thing, and then I go into that stretch. So I start that out like this. I can be your professor. Professor Chris. I get to do the Rick Beato phases. Professor Chris. Fish. Nice. The White Studio, yeah, I've had that forever. I've had that for like, I don't know, 20, 25 years. Maybe 30. Yeah, it's a BB King Lucille. Whatever it is. It's kind of like a 335, but it's not. It's not. To be honest, it's kind of, but not. You know what I mean? Yeah, for $100, a Silvertone Strat, especially an older one. Fuck yeah, I'd buy that. Even if I had to put money in it. Oh, that's a good question, but let me read that again. What do you think is going to happen to musicians that aren't shilling and trying to make and produce good, honest music? How can we compete with the shills? You keep pushing. Keep talking the truth and dig into the music. It's all about, and it depends what you're looking to do. If you know, I'm going to be honest with you. If you think you're going to be an artist and you're going to be super creative and you sign with a label, they're not going to allow it. I've been with Atlantic Records and I've written for Sony, Warner Brothers, EMI. I've written for all of them. They have a lot of control on what you do because they put a lot of money into an artist because they want a return. So the whole idea of an artist being being a creativity artist, as per se, isn't really going to happen because first and foremost, you have to think that everything is about a dollar return in business. That's just how it is. It's a big business. And if you don't produce off your first album, they will drop you. And you may never get another chance and they'll blackball you. So so my advice to most people that want to go far and make tons of money in the industry, sell out. Get your money and then go do your creative thing. Because if you try to do the creative thing and then try to sell out, they're going to blackball you. It's best to play the game at first, get that money, and then do what you want. Yeah, they pump it. Yeah, and they'll dump some money into someone. So like again, like they hire, like let's say they look at the books and they're cooking the books and they at the end of the year, so they start signing people at the end of the year because they got to dump money because of taxes. Like something happened and they're over the line and what they're supposed to be, they went over. So to appease shareholders and this and that, they do a bunch of stuff. So they shelve a bunch of artists, and then they get the producers to mark up the prices on production and the prices on the session player, and they get their minus $1.2 million that they put into the band when it was really $100,000. Yeah, study hard. Gotta be humane in what you do, but study hard. Be number one, but don't forget about the other guy. If you can help somebody, you help them, but make sure you help yourself first. Yeah, yeah. Well, the other thing too is here's the other part of the problem with that. It's okay if you try to do it on your own, but to get a distribution deal and get into the same places like a Walmart, the record labels are going to blackball you from that. They're going to push you out of Target. They're going to push you out of everywhere you can be seen. So companies will pay. Like, let's say, I forget, Sabrina Carpenter, right? Let's say Gigi's writing music and she's young. Let's use her for an example. Let's say she's doing the same exact music as Sabrina Carpenter. Just say, right? And she's marketable. She's a young, cute girl. Sabrina Carpenter's young and cute, and she's on top of the charts. The scenario of what David Coverdale did to John Sykes will happen. He will go to the label and go, listen, you don't push him because then you're going to hurt my album. You need to push me. So if it's another label and it's a smaller label, that bigger label will give that label the money back in a return to shelve that artist. It's a dirty game. It really is. Oliver Tree. Was that weird guy kind of? I don't remember. I don't really know him. But let me see. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Whoops. Let's get the old tablet going. Tablet. Whoops. We dropped it. Too many guitars. Basic guitars. Using half to half step bends. Hey Stevie, I got it. Oliver Tree. Let me see. Let me just see if this is the guy I'm thinking it is. me see if I can find anything. See, so I'm not gonna bash on him, but there's something that, yeah, there's something about him that doesn't add up. Now, his family was in a circus, and he went to. If you're, I don't think if you're traveling in a circus for that kind of, he went to school. He was a sponsored scooter rider that did stunts as well. But he also studied at California Institute of Arts in 2012. Cali, let me see. Cal Arts. Yeah. See, something's not adding up. It's 70 to 100 grand to even get in that school, and his parents didn't make that kind of money. So he got in somehow else. So he knew somebody, or he had family members somehow that were wealthy, or something else. Because even with how he did this, said Oliver Tree was born to parents Jesse and Christine, worked as traveling performers with the Pickle family. He had no major industry connections. Instead, he built a career independently through extreme sports, early electronic music scenes, and viral internet self-marketing. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Because then he went to Cal Arts, which is 70 to 100 grand just to get in. You're telling me he made that kind of money to get in there? Yeah. So to get into Cal Arts at 100 grand, and that's not even the cost of living. That's just what the admission costs were. So does anyone know how he got in with that kind of money? You want the green custom? It's a weird thing. Yeah, I mean, he was talented. Don't get me wrong. My kid watched him here and there. So I don't know. I'd have to look more into that, and I'd have to ask some people. But to get into Cal Arts and your parents, I mean, you're gonna have to go to school. You're not, work maybe part time and live. Uh, Who pay? Let me see. So he had support from his family, but it said that uh, private billing details of the college was never publicly disclosed. There's no way in today's time, like it's around 2016, that you're saving $100,000 from the music electronic scene. There's no way. I got friends that book DJs. I'm telling you right now, no way. No way. Somebody from his family helped out. And they're saying that a long baseline support from his family. So somebody else, maybe an uncle or an aunt, helped pay for that. But that's how he got. He started on his own. He knew what he wanted to do, but he had financial help or somebody helped him get in there. So it's always like that. You know what I mean? But whatever. I'm sure he. All right, Custom. You take care of your eye, brother. Yeah. I don't know much about him. I'd have to look more into it. I knew who he kind of was. You know what I mean? But I don't know him, and I don't know much about him. I did play the Les Paul. Let me see. I can play it again, Stevie. I got one over here. I probably should move it anyway. It's just leaning, but it's leaning in a good spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a lot of guys like LMFO, the kid with the big fro from LMFO. His dad was Barry Gordy. I think these are eights. They slip off of my hand. It's a pretty low call. Not bad, not bad, not bad. The other one sounds. I can't reach it. It's the custom. When I do the other live stream, I'll pull the green one down. How much was that? It's a. Let's just say it's between 14 and 2,000. What's up, Bonfire? Yeah, everyone's doing pretty good. Hopefully, David Byrne, his girlfriend. Oh man, they had a funeral for all his characters. I'll have to look more into him. He was an interesting guy, Oliver Tree. He was talented though. I got to give him that. He was really talented. Now, it's not my cup of tea, but again, I'm never going to bash anybody that actually has some talent like that. He was very interesting. I'm not a big Sam Smith fan either, but, he's really good at what he does. You know, um, if I'm listening to contemporary or pop music, I try not to listen to the people I write for because I cringe when I hear stuff that I did. But like Teddy Swims is awesome to me. I would really like Teddy Swims. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Like you see a lot of these guys teaching lessons and stuff. I hate to tell you guys, but even Rick Beato doesn't have a legitimate teaching degree. He got an honorary degree because he went the school he went to. He was an understudy and he quit before he actually became a professor, and then he got an honorary degree from Atlanta. Yeah, I love Teddy Swims. Gus Dabberton? Who's that, man? Gus Dabberton. That's a fucking cool ass name. All right, Jupe. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, that's the thing that I tell everybody. Like I was a shred kid in GIT, but at the same time I was around jazz guys. But I grew up on like Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, and Elvis, and Tom Jones, and my dad was Bo Cephas and Hee Haw. So like and my grandmother was a classical pianist, and my mom's sister sang jazz standards. So there was always some kind of form of music around. Yeah, Ozzy had a cool voice. And see, you don't have to be an incredible singer to be good. You just have to be unique and do it well. Oh, your lessons aren't that bad. No, you got good lessons. No, but you're not trying to come across as a fucking educated professor with 20 degrees and saying, well, you know why you failed at music and why music's taught wrong, and these guys have no fucking idea. It's like I said before. Here's the thing, and I gotta, when Tom is, I don't think Tom's on here, but like if you're in the key of G major, that 1 4 5, you got G. Where am I? You got a G major. You got a C major. That C has an F in it. And then you have your D major. It has your flat 5, which is actually a 7, but in G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your flat 5 is actually the 7th degree. So when you start walking up and you start using triads and stuff and you use those diminished chords, you go from a C. Now you don't have to use them as passing tones because that 7th, your 3rd acts like your 1 on a resolve. There's your B, so that's your B diminished, which is also your 7th degree of your C major. There's your 1, so it's a half step down from every major key. There's your D, half step down, 7. They call it, they can call it whatever the fuck they want, but realistically, that's the truth. That is not what we were taught, and that is the correct way. Because instead of saying flat 5, it's actually the 7th degree of your 5th, your dominant, which is your D. You can play it this way. You get that jazzier sound. You know what I mean? But that 5. But if you look at your G, your 3rd of your G is the C. Is the B, which is the 7th of the C. And then you look at your A. Your 3rd is the C. Then you start looking at your B. Your 3rd is the D. Your 7th of the D is your diminished half minor. And then your 3rd here, which is your 7th of your 4, acts like it wants to resolve to a G7. That gets complicated, but you can see that the major scales of each one of those chords separately have that 7, and that goes into everything. Yeah, who does anything by the book, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, they start to cluster together. So again, you can invert the chords, yeah. You can start playing like a, if you're playing like a. So then you take your diminished here. Then you can add this on the G. You can invert them. The Gibson basses are nice as hell. Oh yeah, yeah. Theory is good for basic knowledge for moving and inverting stuff. But like like even if you're doing passing chords, like in jazz and stuff, like a lot of people don't know what scales to play to what chord. But if you're writing pop stuff, and then you just find what you're gonna go to. That's working off a D, so you can resolve to a G. Then you can go to your second. There's your little hit song with a bunch of layered keyboards, violins, whatever you want to throw over it. You know what I mean? But anything goes as long as you starting key, ending key. That's what I try to. Signature model guitars. Yeah, I have some of the Vi ones. Well, that's a Lucille. That's a BB King signature. Is there anything else in here? No. That's the only signature one in here. Well, this is a signature too. Marcos Folgia. I don't know how you say his name. So I got two in here actually. But the one signature I'm looking for, if anyone can find, I'm looking for a Heritage H150 Gary Moore signature. Yeah, passing tones are always great. But a lot of people want to think of the passing tone as something to go quick. But so I was asked about some jazz chordings, like let me see. Can I get a sound? Let's do it. Can I get in here? So if you're playing instead of like a B9, you could do it that way, Pat, quick. But if you know the theory behind the G, that third is actually the seventh degree of a C major. But that C major's also got an F major. So then you get then you start looking at common scales between G major, C major, and G major. You got A minor. I mean, it just depends how far do you want to go with it. You know what I mean? I mean, it could be one of those bad ideas. This is an Axe Effects 2. They profiled an Axe Effects 2. That's weird. Someone profiled a fucking fractal. Yeah, so instead of playing in one key, metal sounds and stuff. Play a tune? Like what? Oh, you play out of key a lot? Yeah, you just so if you play out of key a lot, so if you play basic bar chord, like a basic chord, even a power chord, always remember to go to the 5 to your 1. And you're fine. 5 to 1. Almost like a box. Oh, VH Humans? No, I don't know that one. That's a great song, though. But yeah, there's a ton of songs. I mean, I've been working on the Maiden, not Maiden, Sabbath stuff. You know, the band. You know that stuff. And your best shot yet. Yeah, I'm a Viking, yeah. I play that with Patrick sometimes. We mess around with that. Because I think he was the drummer on that, wasn't he? Okay, in 2 hours, learned all the non-inverted augmented. In 2 hours? Jesus, bro. Yeah, that's true too. Always look at the baseline. Yeah, threes or fives always. Yeah, for sure. The threes and fives. I stay away from the fours. Sometimes I stay. See, the problem with the threes and fours is you get that half step between the major. So, like, if you play a G, even though this note is in your G scale, that's your C. G and C kind of clash a little bit. So, like, C and B clash. So if it clashes on the third, I don't like to play it against the 1 or the 5. But if you're playing clean, that sounds good. It depends on the situation, really. Yeah, a lot of it's one notes. Yeah, so like even when I write, like if I'm right, most of the stuff I made money on was pop and country. So it's very simple stuff. You get your open chords. That kind of stuff. You know, dance you might be with a piano going or a keyboard. It just depends. Yeah. Yeah, there's kind of quite a bit of I just bought this. It's a Kemper stage. So I'm doing patches in there. Alright, Avery. Good night, sir. Oh, Ableton, yeah. Sometimes I don't do it no more, but sometimes I'll it like I don't know. Will this go? Let's see. No, it's not gonna let me. Is it? Let's see. Can I hear it? Let's see. Where are you? No, it won't let me. I gotta click on there. Can I play White Lion? I don't remember them. I used to. I don't remember it. I'm sorry, Gigi. Hungry, hungry for you. I used to be able to play a couple of them. I don't remember them. Baby, looks so fine. I don't remember them. That's about all I got. I'd have to figure it back out. Yeah, there's a lot of ammunition. Yeah. I think with AI, it's gonna push music. It's gonna push it for people to get better. I think there's a lot of music has gone stagnant for a very long time, especially with like real players. I think this is gonna be good, and it's gonna push people like I don't even know her name. Her brother plays keyboards or whatever. She's a popular artist with the green hair. Billie Eilish. It's going to push people like that to actually be better than what they are. It's going to put an emphasis on cover bands and live playing with the AI. I think it's going to make people more valuable as a commodity, as a live musician, because people are going to get sick of the AI. But a lot of the AI can help you train. I mean, look at plugins, right? Guitar plugins on the computer. Those are AI, and it helps people look on the computer and see what they're doing with sound. Where's this? Where's the gate? Where's the? It only helps people. Hey, what's up, Eggman? Queen One Vision. It may. This isn't. I just got this. This is. I have three Kempers. This is the stage. I just got this yesterday, so I'm not really familiar. It's a little bit different. Hollows? No, I had this is a semi-hollow. It's a BB King Lucille. Elise True. How to get what you want. Live loop cover has a performance with preset parameters. Yeah, I mean a lot of that stuff comes out and a lot of people talk about it, but the effects they sound great. I think. I mean, I got chorus on delay reverb. Oh, good. Yeah, I forgot his name too. Yeah, the stage sounds good. I think. I got to get used to it though. It's a little different than the other Kempers. I got to be honest with you. It's actually got a couple more features that this. Again, the stage is good, but it's a lot of bending down. I got it on the chair, but like if you want to adjust something on the fly, you're gonna have to bend down and do it. Where if you got a toaster and it's on a cab or something, it's up high and you can see everything. Yeah, that's a Sustainiac. And there's another Shred Valley down in the bottom. It's a white telly one. I don't know if you can see it down there. There's another. I like Schecters. Schecters are great. Hey, what's up, Diamond? I don't think I like eights. They bend easy, but man, they seem like That's one way to tune. Yeah, because they do. More obscure bands? What do you mean, like the King of the Hill and stuff like that? I knew those guys. You know, like Baton Rouge, all those. Do you know who Baton Rouge is? Walks Like a Lady. That's a great song. Blue Roxy. She's like, wait, where's my pen? There's a bunch of bands. You don't use the AI? Yeah, it's a tool. You got to use it as a tool. It's kind of like an engine. If you're gonna fix it, use the right tool. But figure out. But yeah, these are Cloustons. Hey, Gemini works too. But the same thing, like if you look at guitar plugins, those are AI. But if you find a guitar sound that you like, let's say you're just playing, you're like, oh, that sounds great. Let me let me see let me see how I can let me see what they let me see their chain, their signal chain. So you're gonna look it up and go through their chain and see what it is, and you're gonna go, ooh, that's good. Yeah, Roxy Blue. I was friends with those guys too. I don't. They weren't really famous. Kinda. I don't know. And then my other buddy Jesse. What was his band? South Gang. You know who South Gang is? South Gang's pretty good. There's a couple guys I worked with that it never got off the ground. I worked with some of the guys from Bacon Benjamin and Chevelle. I've worked with some of the members of South Gang. I've worked with um, uh, he sang on the second Lynch Mob album. Robert Mason. Some of the guys, yeah, Roxy Blue. There's some people that I've done stuff with, but the labels that they just wouldn't let it go through. Yeah, that's what I said. Like AI in some form has been around for a long time, 70 years or so. Yeah, yeah. Some of the dolls are really good. You know, some of the stuff is pretty good. Now Nam isn't as good as like liquid profiling as Kemper, but that again, those are the shills getting paid by Headrush to push the Nam, and more power to them. They sold out of all the Headrushes. Good work, guys. So the shilling does work. You know what I mean? But I just hope that people understand that you're buying a subpar product. The NAM files are not as good and will never be good as what Kemper does. Oh, Arturia? Yeah, Arturia is pretty good too. I use Pro Tools. I use Pro Tools and Ableton, but I use so like if I record, I still use a Tascam 24, but I go into a Soundcraft mixer with it's all Midas preamps. But sometimes I'll use Ableton. Sometimes I use them both. I even use Audacity. I like Audacity because I can slow compress a song 5 times. The compression on Audacity is better than actually Pro Tools. It's kind of like shopping. You can shop at Walmart, Winn-Dixie, Publix, this one, that one, and find all the good deals. It's the same thing with when you're recording. You can use Ableton Live, which is great, and then use Pro Tools for certain things like pitch correction, and then you can go and you compress with Audacity. You could even use GarageBand. I mean, there's certain things are good at certain I'm gonna say one thing isn't great at everything, but everything has at least something it's great at. As far as an app or a DAW or something like that. You know, so yeah, the Zooters, they're pretty good. I like some of their stuff, man. Yeah, yeah, the sales with the bundles. The bundles are great. You gotta do that. Get like fucking five different things for like $300, and you're like, woo! I got virtual drummer. I got this. I got that. Oh, you still got the old boss, the BR? Yeah, that's why I like the Tascam because I can still burn CDs, and then I can take that CD. Because the problem is if I send stuff to certain studios, the smaller ones aren't it, they're not as advanced as like a huge one, like Power Station. Power Station, like my buddy Rob Roy, he's got Power Station over here, which is Bon Jovi's old studio. He's got one of three mixing boards that were created in the world. I mean, the mixing board's $1 million. Yeah. See, and that was the thing in the old day, man. They would sign you to like if you had a hit song, they'd sign you to like say I don't know. Sometimes the deals were back at 3 records in 5 years, 5 records in 6 years. I mean, sometimes they didn't give you time, but those deals are gone. Now they'll only sign you to a one record deal because if it flops, they're gonna fucking cut your head. They're not gonna help. Old synth, yeah. Well, that dude, those old ones, those old sounds are like, you know, some of those old songs with those old synth sounds and stuff like that, like old synth, they have a lot of crazy stuff on there that would cost you like millions of dollars to replicate. SAW, I never even heard of that. South Gang, Jesse. 8 hours, holy shit! You had 8 hours of music. It's like you playing with sounds for 9 hours. That's cool, dude. Yeah, and for you guys that are new, you should always start a channel and put your music, your journey. Like I told Gigi, once you start playing and you get your stuff together, start tracking your journey and put out videos, and then watch yourself grow, and then go back and watch because sometimes you forget you did something. Do you know how many hit songs I forgot? Like I had an idea and I was like in my head, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be, and then I get caught up in something else, and I was like, what the fuck was I doing? Always record. That's why I think YouTube's great. My kid gets to watch me when I'm older. You know, Gigi will watch me playing, like trying to play fucking White Lion 20 years from now when I'm gone. Oh man, that's too funny. He almost could. And the other thing about that is while you're doing your music and stuff, let's say you do make it, and you go, man, I used to do this one thing. I wish I remember what, but if it was on video, you go, you know what? I recorded that. That was like my fifth video, and you go, oh, that was it. I use that pedal. That's the sound I'm looking for. Oh, with all the big festivals and shit, yeah, they all pulled out. I was just talking about that to somebody today. I was like, the economy in the world is permanently changed from what it was before COVID. Everything has changed. And it just is what it is. And you know what? A lot of people are starting to cancel tours now because of ticket sales. I mean, David Lee Roth is a medical condition, but I put it out there. Like again, if I rent the Hard Rock Stadium at 600 grand, Taylor Swift's going to be charged 1.2 million when Live Nation rents it for 600 grand, like I do, and then they charge her double. They up everything, and they put it into the set. Nobody wants to see that anymore. No one wants to pay $500 to $1,000 to go see an artist. Fuck that. I wouldn't go pay to see myself. A robot? Nice. Yes, once in a while I do, like on some of the pop stuff, I do some weird over. So when I write pop and country, it's 3 or 4 chords, and a lot of it is layering. Why so high? Because they're going to justify ticket sales, and then they both split the money. It's a scam. And then what happens is, now that people know that Live Nation is scamming people, a lot of people aren't going out. I don't know. I've been saying this for the last 2 years, so maybe people are listening. I don't know. I really don't. But like you said, Henning Pauly's doing videos like me and talking about other stuff. There's a lot of people that watch this channel don't want to admit it. It just is. Because the thing is, they don't have anyone on here that is in the industry. Who do you have? You got somebody like Rick Beato, who said he was in the industry, that fucked up a song with Nuna Betancourt and looked like he was a deer in the headlights. You know what I mean? There's nobody on here really in the industry telling you really what's going on and how it is, and like how the labels work, how ticket prices work, and all that stuff. Oh, Rose Tattoo. I love Rose Tattoo. Angry Anderson. He's fucking awesome, dude. Well, it's like David E. Roth. His is a medical thing. It had nothing to do with ticket sales. Bon Jovi, medical. Can't sing no more. His throat's done. He's done. David E. Roth, he's going to try to sing again. He's done. I don't even know. To be honest, I don't even know how long he's going to be alive. Oh, they put it in the indie label? First was in 2014. Jesus. Man, I even think about now when they were saying it freaks me out because like Gigi wasn't even born. Do you remember before 2000 they said when 2000 hits, it's what was it? The internet's gonna shut down. Remember that one? Yeah, I love Angry Anderson. Rose Tattoo is fucking awesome band. Awesome. Isn't there a band called Bonfire too from Australia? They're good too. I think it's called Bonfire. Now that I see your name, Bonfire's a band from Australia too, I think. I like Leon Todd too. I like Ragdolls. Any bands that are still good? There's lots of good bands. Oh, Y2K, that was it. First, in 1977, when I was a kid, 1980, we're going to have another ice age. 2000, Y2K, everything shut down. Bonfire, yeah, that they're a band. Australia has some kick-ass bands. Is Midnight Oil from Australia? I used to love Midnight Oil too. Remember them? I think Midnight Oil was from Australia. I can't remember. What the fuck was that song they did? I can't remember. Midnight Oil. Kind of sounds like my song right here. Let's see what I do here. Exit. Let's see. That's where I stole this. That's Midnight Oil Split. They're Australian.
Jizzy in the comments, see the max slip. Gold chain mount, but the talk is mad cheap. New upload, same post, same script. Selling.
I'll play that when we're done. Beds are burning. Yeah, I love those bands, man. They wrote some great fucking tunes. Midnight Oil was one of those bands that didn't get enough respect either. What a great band that was. Like they had a lot of great songs, a lot of great albums. You know, one of the newer bands, but they're not so new no more. Blue October. That's a great band too. No one talks about Blue October. I love that band. You know, some of the punk bands too, like Mike Ness with Social Distortion. What a great fucking band that was. That was one of my favorite bands too. Oh yeah. We have a lot of city gigs around here in like South Florida and Florida. They have like band shows. Daytona's got one, Hollywood's got one, Miami's got a band show, Wellington's got one. They fill up pretty good. You get about 2,000 to 3,000 people at some of these shows. Now the Hollywood one's right next to Margaritaville. You play there on a Friday, Saturday night. There's like 5, 6, maybe up to 10,000 people there. And it's funny because I hear other people like complain about the band thing in different parts of the country. I'm like, well, you live fucking in Ohio, bro. There's nothing out there. You got to move to L.A. or New York or someplace where they have a lot of bands. Florida happens to have a lot of bands too. Tennessee, like Nashville's got a lot of bands. Daytona, yeah, Daytona's great. They got especially like Ormond Beach. The other place, you got a Teases up there. There's a lot of rock bars up there in Daytona. I'm in Broward. I don't want to say exactly, but I'm in Broward County. You've been through Nashville? I don't like Nashville. Hey, it used to be cool, but it's like the Grand Ole Opry. You know, a lot of people have this idea of the Grand Ole Opry. I'm like, dude, that's in a fucking strip mall. It's not what you think. Elvis's house is not what you think. I guess nothing's ever what we think until we see it, you know? But you have this, like I was telling somebody the other day, it's like, oh, Pasco? Texas has a lot of bands too. Oh, Pasco for you? You, Jocko? Oh, the synth sounds of the animals? You need to make a Bubbles. A Michael Jackson Bubbles monkey sound. Yeah. Like everything is so changed, right, Scott? It's not what a lot of people think everything is anymore. Like I haven't been to New York. I can't even remember the last time I was in New York, but back when I was like touring and stuff, you had, Madison Square Garden, you had Limelight, the China Club, Roxy, CBGB's. There were so many places up there. There were underground clubs up in New York, where celebrities would hang out. So it's not the same anymore. Nashville's turning into a shithole. The crime's up like fucking 20, 30%. So are the taxes. Taxes have gone through the fucking roof. Wu-Tang Clan. The Wu-Tang Clan. It's kind of like that. What was it Bad Boy Records? I can't remember the one out of Atlanta. Oh man, Def Jam Records. You know, they were always promoting like big rap labels, and you saw them with the gold chains and the diamonds. All that was rented. I'll have to check that out. Blood and Thunder. Well, I think AI is going to drive bands' music prices up. I think you're gonna see a surge in bands coming because I think playing it's probably going to be in the next 5-10 years where you're going to see bands getting what they were due for money. But you're going to have to be a good band because I see a lot of I go out and I see even my friends are in them. I'm like, bro, the fuck are you doing playing with this band, bro? But there's a lot of bad bands too that oversaturate. And they're unprofessional. They look unprofessional. Like I don't want to walk into a Tennessee bar in Nashville and see a guy with fucking flip flops and cargo shorts on. I'll yank him off the stage myself. You look like a goofball playing like that. You don't look professional. You got to look professional wherever you go. Oh, Angry Anderson, dude, James, that's a funny ass story right there. But Knoxville's gay. Oh yeah, Gay Street and all that. Yeah, you get all that happening too. Your cousin was a white boy that liked Eminem, who rapped about mom spaghetti and settled a lot. Stephen King, which turned out to be a fictionalized version of a town over from us. Yeah, you just gotta. Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah, in costume, and that's where like a lot of people like they get. They don't know how to turn off the facade thing. You know what I mean? Short hair, yeah. Like I watched this kid. He's got a cocky attitude. He's never gonna make it. He's in Nashville. I even a compliment. I say you're a good player. I'm gonna watch you. And he's like, hey, fuck you. And I'm like, bro. And then Tom shouted him out because I said something bad about him. And I'm like, here you are. You're like nothing against overweight people, but looks have a lot to do with making it. I'm sorry. If you play guitar like me, and me and you are the same age, same exact age, and you go out with no hair, you're bald, and you're 400 pounds in cargo shorts with like rotten toenails and sandals, and I show up with skinny jeans on, with my hair done, I, who's going to get the gig? I mean, let's be realistic. I hate to say that because it's superficial, but it's like actors in movies. They're looking for specific people for specific parts in the movie. Your job is to be an actor in a band. You're 130? Jesus, bro. Last time I was 130, I think I was in 6th grade. I was a little kid for a long time until I got to high school. And then somewhere in between the Ozzy thing and all that, I shot up right before the audition and all that, and I was tall. And that, so like I got to like, I was over 6 foot in high school at one point, and I just shot up. But when I went back after I auditioned to get GIT with Mike Varney, and I went back and I was looking, and then I auditioned for Ozzy. When I met George, he's like, well, and then I was playing, I was doing rehearsals, like sound checks, and I would play, and George would get mad. Well, how'd that fucking guy do it? And they're like, guy, he's 16. I'm like, 16? It made him even more mad. It's a fun. It's a funny thing. That's George Lynch. That's how I met George Lynch. He was trying to get the Aussie gig, and my dad wouldn't let me have the Aussie gig. Not playing for Aussie. Shannon, get the kid. Get on your knees, boy. You're autistic? You man, that's a huge. You've been between 125 and 250. Like you put on 125 pounds and take it off. How do you do that? That's a lot of weight, bro. I shouldn't really say. I was 160, 165 when I toured. It's 6 foot, say 6 foot 2. Can't look for the Prince of Darkness. Shannon! Ozzy, I'm working on him. Shh. You're 136 foot? Damn. I wish I was that. That's well. 136 foot. Yeah, I hardly ate on the road. Lot of, lot of drinking and bad things. You're gonna get the slip-ons because you can't tie your shoes no more. You're 130. How tall are you, Gigi? You're 220 at 5'7". That's not too bad. I was a rail. I was ripped though. I had muscle, but that was because I didn't eat. So I didn't have a lot of water in my system. Just the alcohol and the weight stuff. I'm sure that took a toll on me too. That's why I'm diabetic now. All kinds of issues. Really? CJ and George played together? You're 5'5" with boots. You're 5'8". Those better be snakeskin boots. Oh, you did rock climbing? Yeah. What I really hate about getting older though is like your skin. Like even if you have like any kind of muscle or whatever, like even your chest, it's like loose. That's the one thing I can't stand. It's not like before when you would go like this, it was like rock hard. Now you can pinch off of it. You know what I mean? It's always now you got some kind of looseness. Damn, John, you're 6'3". Damn, you were down to 169. Holy shit, you're like porn weight. No, you should get into porn. 6'3", 169. Bring in John Pearson. Shannon. John. Shannon's looking for you. I didn't know that. Holy shit. Damn, what time is it? 6:29. I mean 10:29. I gotta get going soon. My kid's gonna go to school. School's tomorrow, right? Yeah. Broad shoulders. None of your pants fit. Oh, Seth Green. He's a trip, bro. Seth. And Gigi, you know who you look like? Um, Let me show you. I grew up with her. She used to write for Metal Edge magazine. That's who I thought you were at first. Let me see. Let me show you some private stuff from. She used to write for Metal Edge magazine, and she knew a lot of people. I went to school with her. Let's see. I'll show you guys some pictures. Let's see. Search. Can I do it this way? Where is it? Let's see. Pass her pictures. This kind of looks like you a little bit, Gigi. That's Wendy Dio. Let's see. Let me see if she has more pictures in here. I know she was good friends with a lot of people, too. Ricky Rocket, Brett Michaels. So you guys kind of look alike a little bit. She's older than you. But let me see. Because I know you want to see some rock pictures. This is her with Rowan and Dio. So one of the girls I went to school with ended up writing for one of the biggest magazines at the same time that I was doing all that stuff. Let's see. Would you take those down? Let's see. No. Albums, let's see. Did she put them all? Let's see. Chris Isaac. Oh, Friends. Let's see. Hope she don't get mad. They're public anyway, but let's see. She hung out with the guys from Poison a lot, but mostly Dio and stuff. She lives by me now. Let me see. Let me see the Dio stuff. They sit over there. Let's see. Here's Oni with Wendy Dio. We won't get into that. What band's this? I don't remember. But I went to school with her. Yeah, you guys look alike. And her brother is Eddie. He went by. He works. He actually works for Gibson now, and she's married with a couple kids. She lives by me. So when I'll tell you guys a funny story. I hadn't seen George Lynch in a really long time, and they brought me back there because everybody knew I was friends with him. And when I went up there, he kind of almost didn't recognize me. What's Wendy doing now? Hanging out with Sharon? No, I don't know. But I that was one of the first times that I actually felt old in a long time because George had said to me, he goes, "You retired at 27." He goes, "What did you do for like 30 years? Why didn't you stay in contact?" So I walked down. I was like, I kind of felt a little weird. So I called Debbie and I go, "This was a really weird conversation, and it didn't sit with me well the way it happened." And she's like, "Ah, don't worry about it. George is George. You know, he can't remember from fucking yesterday." So it was we're still good friends and stuff. We were in classes together and everything, which is so weird to me because um again, she wrote for all those big magazines. And then my other buddy Rob Shores, he wrote did stuff for like Guitar World and Guitar Player magazine as well. What happened? Oh, I didn't get to see all those up there. The cheeseburger from hell. Oh, the fish ACDC guy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, James. Wendy from Dio. She should buy Wendy's. Do the Dio burger. Like a burger in your mouth. Like a burger in your mouth. How funny would that be? Yeah, George is really moody. George is George is just George. You gotta. I can tell when he's moody. I can tell when he looks at me. He's got like a weird look when he's in when he's in an odd frame of mind. You can tell. The dollar Dio. I'll take a dollar Dio, please. No onions or no pickles. Extra Dio. Coming right up. Yeah, yeah. I agree. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with a lot of people right here because a lot of people. Let me tell you a story. I was with a friend of mine at a bar. This was a while ago, and we were having lunch and we were drinking. And there were two hot girls next to me, and we're at the bar. And over here is a guy, and he's young, and he's in town, and he keeps making small talk with these girls. So like it kind of aggravated me because he wasn't being honest. And what I mean is, I go, Tom. My buddy's name was Tom. I go, watch. And I go, excuse me, miss. I go, listen. Would you appreciate it more if that gentleman just said to you, listen, I got a girlfriend. I'm in town for the night. You want to have some fun? And be honest instead of trying to schmooze his way in and lie and maybe break the girl's heart. Just be fucking honest. She's going to say yes or no. Just like she's going to say yes or no with you wasting your fucking time and giving her the whole runaround thing. Just fucking ask. And he goes, I can't believe you just fucking. And you know what she said? Yes, that would be better for me. Because then I know where I stand and I can make a decision on what you just said. And then I bought her a Dio burger and she went home with me. No. No, but it's the truth. Guys, chicken shit. Guys are chicken shit. Guys don't want to be upfront, and it's easy to do. I I don't know. Maybe I see it wrong. I have a lot of balls. I'll just walk up to you and listen. You know, that's how I would be. The ice cream sundaes, the silver. Oh, dude, the Silver Mountain Frosty. What would they put in it? M&M's, chocolate chips, and sprinkles all in one. Then we could have the Bad Brad's fucking Frosty, the Velvet Hammer. On sale, the Velvet Hammer. See, it's all about implanting that seed into people's mind and being honest and walking up. Psychology. You gotta be smart enough to know where the line is to be drawn, though. You can't overdo it. You know what I mean? You just gotta be honest. Rainbow sherbet in the dark. Oh my God, John, that's fucking awesome. Dun, dun. Wait. Someone know how to sing that? You could have it with the solo and everything in there. The solo straw. Like a rainbow, like a sherbet in the dark. Oh, you got a degree in psychology? You probably got a lot of women when you were young, didn't you, James? Be honest. That's why you took psychology, wasn't it, James? No, I'm just give me all your money. Hello, ladies. My cousin's really famous, and he gives me no money. But I can't get you an autograph from the Velvet Hammer. The bartender's a psychologist by the glass. That's hilarious. She don't lie. Give me your number. Oh my God, we could go on for an hour with all the fucking corny guitar songs. You got eyes of the bluest sky. If they call my name. Most all of us must be guitar players. That's bad enough. All right, Gigi. Yeah, you gotta go to school. I gotta get going too. I gotta get my son into bed. Here. So what I'll do is I'll play you a couple. There's a couple originals that'll come on. You guys can talk amongst yourself. Oh really? I was on my way to Kmart with my mom when I heard Elvis died. Oh, Eric Church is your cousin? All right, everybody, peace out. I'm gonna leave you with some music while I shut down. Enjoy it. It's always my pleasure and honor. You guys are awesome. Peace.
Jizzy in the comments, see the max slip. Gold chain mount, but the talk is mad cheap. New upload, same post, same script. Selling snake oil in a rent to fit. Clickbait grin with the borrowed shine. Fake outrage for the ad break time. Talk real loud, hands up now, let the truth hit hard. No more smoke in a borrowed yard. One real voice cuts through the flood. One sharp cut, one loud blood rush. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Fake shine, fake sound. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. You want the cloud. Jizzy shuts it down.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed and everything that goes on that everybody talks about? But yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Soul. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility? All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wanna know where? My name is Jid Boy. They call me Jizzy. Some of my friends call me Smiley. Some of them call me Jid. I'm an actual sign artist and I run at records for over 40 years. 40 years and I write for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet. On the planet. I am real. I am also the one that exposes the truth. I'm the one that's gonna show you where the paperwork lies. I'm not gonna show you some phony letterhead that vendors suing everybody when they're not suing people. All for clicks on YouTube. We need a YouTube purge. We need to get rid of all the shills, the grifters, all the liars and BS people. Rick Beato never made it in the music industry. His band failed. His management company failed. His record label failed. He got a viral hit off his kid's vocals, which got him into the music industry. Not the other way around. Red Shoals' dad's number 3 at AT&T, and he wants to talk about corporate greed and BS. While Big Jig Music sits in his mama's basement crying about Fender, and he's doing the big word M. We'll just say method man. You can take from what you want, no fun. But there's a lot of people that don't want to work and do it the right way. And then they let the fame from social media get to their heads when what? You're not famous. You're famous as an influencer, not a real guitar player. Until you have number 1 with hit albums like me, you ain't nobody in the music industry. You're a social media influencer, and a lot of people want to be famous, and they use it in the wrong way, and the wrong idea. I'm here to expose those people. If you want to tune in tonight, Jizzy Live, PM Eastern, and I answer as much as I can legally as far as what I've done and what these people are doing. Come join the cause, the crusade for truth in the music industry. Let's expose the YouTube frauds, and we can do it together. Peace out. Jizzy in the comments, see the clown. Jizzy shuts it down. Hooded tie shields in the thumbnail glow. Same 3 licks in a borrow show. Grifters at the wheel, hands off the truth. Telling kids to pay for proof. Every link a leash, every take a scam, every fake ass flex, every copy plan. You feed on the doubt, you feed on the fear, then you vanish fast when the facts get near. I know that look, I know that grin. You build your throne on a paper thin skin. Jizzy calls it out. Jizzy calls it out. Fake shot.